Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you to the World Teachers Quiz Know It All. Before we move any further of this fantastic initiative from the TeacherTribe.world, it is our pleasure and privilege to introduce to you our host, a passionate knowledge show host, writer, author, poet. She's the co-founder and senior editor of the TeacherTribe.world. She is also the only professional woman quiz host across Asia. With over 300 shows across 50 destinations of India and overseas, she enjoys a huge fan following now with students and teachers. From being a co-host of the Tata Crucible to several other corporate shows, the Teacher's Quiz is something that is very close to her and she's passionate about. She was rated by Business World as a 40 under 40 for content creators a year ago and was also conferred the iconic Woman Creating a Better World for All award by the Women Economic Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, here to grill you all, please welcome one and only Rashmi Furtado.
Ladies and gentlemen and my dear educators, welcome to the World Teachers Quiz Know It All Season 3. This is the fourth quarter final, and yet again in this Season 3, we have had thousands and thousands of teachers taking part in this quiz. And like always, you all don't fail to overwhelm us and also shock us with the quality of answers that you give year on year. I always end up thinking that, okay, this year I'm going to increase the quality of the questions, make it tougher, take it up a notch. But every single time, these educators, these teachers, they shock me with the answers that they give. Let me move into the fourth quarter final and introduce all of our finalists to you, and then we'll move into the game. The first finalist joining us here today is Samrat Maitra from Sadanpur Uludanga Tulsiram High School from West Bengal. There he is. Following him is Prakhar Anand from the Aryan International School, Varanasi. Up next is Vaishnavi K from CDS Public School, Chennai. Vinod Kumar from Amber Valley Residential School, Chikmagalur. Up next is Lalita from the PSBB Millennium School, Coimbatore. Deepika from Swargarani School and PU College, Bangalore. Up next is Sridhar from BMS College of Engineering, Bengaluru. And completing our lineup here today is Prafulla from Little Flower Public School, Bangalore. Alright, with one West Bengal and one Varanasi, rest of them seem to be from South India. So a part South India quarterfinal, if you allow me to say so, but that does not really matter here. Rules of the game, ladies and gentlemen. This is a qualifier round. 10 questions is what I have for all of them. All the questions on the buzzer, +1, -1, the scoring pattern. Single attempt per question only, the most important of them all. Only the top 2 scorers from among the 8 of them will move into the semi-final. Like I mentioned, this is a qualifier round. It's all about qualifying to that semi-final. Alright, so if all of you are ready, let's start with the first question of the fourth quarter final. Good luck to all of you. Question number 1, here we go. In which South American country would you find the Angel Waterfalls? Prakhar on the buzzer, go ahead, sir.
Venezuela.
+1 to you. Beautiful answer. Venezuela, giving him his first +1. Moving on, question 2. EPFO is a retirement fund body. If E stands for employee and O for organization, what does? Lalita, go ahead, ma'am.
Provident Fund.
+1 to you. +1, absolutely right. Provident Fund, giving her that +1. Question number 3, here we go. Pankaj Advani is associated with which sport? Samrat, go ahead.
Snooker.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. Snooker, giving him that +1. All the questions are being answered. I somehow feel I'm heading towards a tiebreaker. Let's see what happens. Question number 4. Junko Tabby was the first woman to conquer. Deepika, go ahead, ma'am.
She was the first woman who climbed the Mount Everest and the 7 other mountains.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. Mount Everest was all I required, but she gave the entire profile of Junko Tabby, getting her that +1. Moving on. Question 5. Which is the only Southeast Asian country which was never colonized? Never colonized. I can give you options, but I don't know if that's going to be of any help. Your options, Malaysia or Thailand? Vaishnavi, taking a chance. Repeat your answer, please.
Thailand.
Thailand. Are you sure or are you just trying? I accept your answer, don't worry. I'm just curious. Are you just trying? Are you just trying out or?
Yes, I remember studying somewhere that Malaysia was colonized. So
Sometimes rule of elimination also helps. +1 to you. Absolutely right. Thailand is what I was looking for. Ladies and gentlemen, we have completed 5 questions in this quarterfinal. Let me tell you where all of them stand. As of now, not even one person has taken a negative. The scoreboard. Deepika, Lalita, Samrat, Prakhar and Vaishnavi all on +1. Everyone on +1. Like I mentioned in the very beginning, I think I'm getting into a tiebreaker situation. Question number 6 of this quarterfinal. Here we go. 2 words originate from the country Cyprus. One is the cypress tree. What is the other? Think. Prakhar did not need a clue. Go ahead.
Okay, the other word is the element copper, that is Cu.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. Copper is the other word that I was looking for. He is on +2. I have seen teachers qualifying into the semi-final with a +2. But this quarter-final, the dynamic seems to be very different. Nobody has taken a negative so far. So let's see what happens and let's see how he will play his game henceforth. Moving on. Question 7. Which Frenchman was popularly called the Wizard of Iron? I'll help you out. I'll give you clues, or rather I'll give you options. Your options are Frank Lloyd Wright or Gustav Eiffel. Deepika, go ahead, ma'am.
Gustav Eiffel.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. If I'm not wrong, she again used the rule of elimination and the hunch that she had. Gustav Eiffel, from the name alone, you know what I'm talking about, the Eiffel Tower. That is why the Wizard of Iron. +1 to you. Absolutely right. Moving on to question number 8. Which popular company owned a production house, a glass-and-a-half full production house? Go ahead, Sridhar, on the buzzer.
It is Cadbury's.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. If you recall the logo of Cadbury, a glass-and-a-half full. So a glass-and-a-half full production house is by Cadbury, giving him that +1. The last 2 questions of this quarterfinal, ladies and gentlemen. Scores as of now, Deepika and Prakhar both on +2, Lalita, Samrat, Sridhar and Vaishnavi all on +1. Yes, Prafulla and Mr. Vinod have not scored yet, but if both of them get 1 each, unless of course one among Prakhar or Deepika take a negative, then there could be a tiebreaker situation. If either of them don't take a negative in the next 2 questions, then we don't know what is going to happen. All right, let's see what happens in the next 2 questions. Question number 9. The question is slightly longer, so careful on when you want to press the buzzer. Born in London, he graduated from the Queen's College at Oxford University in 1976. Whilst there, he built his first computer with a soldering iron, TTL gates, an M6800 processor, and an old television. Famous for writing a program called Enquire and for his role in creating the World Wide Web. Whom am I talking about? Go ahead, Prakhar.
Tim Berners-Lee.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. Tim Berners-Lee. All right. With 3 points, I think he has cemented his place in the semi-final. Even if he ends up taking a negative in the next one, it's not going to make any difference to him. So Prakhar Anand has made it through into the semi-final, but there's one more question in this quarter-final that's still remaining and one more slot in that semi-final. Let's move on to question number 10. Richter scale is used to measure earthquakes.
Richter scale is used to measure earthquake. It is named after Richter, who discovered this scale, and the science of it is called seismology.
All right. I only said Richter scale is used to measure earthquakes. I did not complete my question. You have to give me one answer. You have given me an entire story. One answer, please.
Seismology.
-1. -1 to you. My entire question, ladies and gentlemen. Richter scale is used to measure earthquakes. What does the Mercalli scale do? The Mercalli scale also measures earthquakes. Even if you had just told me earthquakes, I would have given to you. Even if it meant that you hadn't heard the entire question, I would have given to you. But seismology, I cannot give you +1 on that because my question was on what does it measure. All right, he takes a -1 on that. But with that -1 that Samrat took, he actually did a favor to Deepika because no one else took +1. So with +2, Deepika will join Prakhar Anand into that semi-final, ladies and gentlemen. I actually believe all of you played very well. If it were any other quarter-final, there were very high chances of at least 3 or 4 of you to qualify into that semi-final. I do believe so. I'm not saying this out of, simply trying to put you high up there on the pedestal, not at all. I really do think that you all gave me some really good answers. Ladies and gentlemen, while Prakhar and Deepika join us in the semi-final that's coming up, you don't go anywhere. I have only completed 4 quarter-final. I have 4 more quarter-finals to finish. So I will see you in the 5th one. You take care.